miles south of Soledad, the Salinas River drops in close to the hillside bank and runs deep and green. One side of the river, the golden foothill slopes curve up to the strong and rocky Gabilan Mountains. But on the valley side, the water is lined with trees, willows fresh and green with every spring, carrying in their lower leaf junctures the debris of the winter's flooding. For a moment, the place was lifeless. And then, two men emerged from the path and came into the opening by the green pool.
The ranch at which George and Lenny found work was in California. Rich and fertile, it was known as the Golden State, a place where fortunes were made, where the American dream came true. In the 1920s, the farmers employed large numbers of field workers, but only for short periods. The fertile Salinas Valley was a checkerboard of small farms, growing vegetables on the valley floor and barley on the slopes.
My family's been farming in the Salinas Valley area since about the early 30s, I would say, Grandpa? Mid-30s?
1935.
In the past, there was a lot more labor that would come into our valley and be housed by the actual farmer, you know, in these labor camps where this farmer would actually hire a cook, and these people would pay the farmer a certain amount a month, and the farmer would put him up and provide him with his meals.
Homeless, rootless, and alone, these men would drift from job to job, never able to earn enough money to settle and raise families. John Steinbeck was born a few miles north of Soledad in the town of Salinas, California, at the very heart of the valley. Although he came from a well-to-do family, his father was an accountant, as a young man, John spent some time working with the farm labourers. He copied their ways of speech in his novels and sometimes drew on actual events.
He said that he actually witnessed one of his bosses get killed by a disturbed man, and I think that incident stayed in his mind.
Little Lenny actually existed. Steinbeck was working on a ranch near Soledad when he saw a large man accidentally kill a tame rabbit. More memorable, though, than particular incidents or particular language, is the hopelessness of the character's situation, summarised in the book's title. This was taken from a poem by the 18th century Scottish poet Robert Burns. In this, he writes of the field mouse that watches helplessly as his carefully built home is destroyed by the oncoming plough. In the same manner, George and Lenny's plans for a home are swept away.